Hey y'all, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification button so you don't miss a thing. Also, come follow us on social media at Disney Food Blog. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and today we've got a really special video, I think, for you. I reached out to a lot of our followers over on Instagram, instagram.com/DisneyFoodBlog if you want to go follow us. And I asked our cast member followers if they would let me know what's the one thing you wish Disney guests knew before they came to Walt Disney World. So these are what our cast member friends over on Instagram told us they wished you guys knew before you went to Disney World. So hopefully these are helpful tips for you. I already can tell you they're going to be really helpful tips for you. Things that maybe cast members see all the time over and over again happening in Disney World that they wish didn't happen, or things that maybe make a guest's trip not quite as magical as it could be because they forgot to do something or didn't do something that they should have done in advance, things like that. These are what the cast members want you to know, what the cast members want to make sure you're aware of before you come to Disney World. So I'm going to start with the most important one. This one was mentioned to us, I believe, around 40 times by our cast member followers in various ways to please be courteous and kind. A lot of people said cast members are human too, cast members are people too, we don't make the rules, please don't yell at us. We're doing our best to help you have a magical experience, which is so true, I think, of cast members. Somebody might have a bad day once in a while, but cast members overall at Disney parks really want to help you, want to make sure you have the best magical experience that you can. And a lot of times that's true. They don't make the rules. They didn't decide on the prices or say that you had to pay for parking. That's not up to them. And so try not to take it out on them, even if you're upset or frustrated. And a little extra to that is that cast members can make magical experiences happen for you. But if you're yelling at them and screaming at them, then they're probably less inclined to make those magical experiences happen. So you catch more flies with honey, basically. Okay, the next thing that the cast members told us they definitely want you to know before you come is to use the My Disney Experience app. And this is the app on your phone that you can download. It's a free app from Disney directly. You can make your fast passes, your dining arrangements. You can modify hotel reservations on there. There's a ton of information. You can check wait times, look at maps. There's a ton of information on the app. It's incredibly useful while you're out of the parks and in the parks. So definitely use the My Disney Experience app. Most of the questions you have for your cast members are going to be answered right there on that app. Another one that the cast members were very adamant about was that FastPass is free. I think a lot of people in the parks don't realize, A, what FastPass is, and B, that FastPass is completely free. You don't have to pay for it, because at other parks around the country and the world, you do have to pay for that front of the line option. So FastPass in Disney World is totally free. You can book it way ahead of time, so you can book it 30 days in advance if you're not staying at a Disney World hotel, 60 days in advance if you're staying at a Walt Disney World owned hotel or a Good Neighbor hotel that it participates in the program. So those FastPass bookings will make your trip so much smoother. You'll be able to get on rides without waiting in those huge long lines. Definitely look into FastPass if you don't already know what it is. It is a way to bypass the lines in Walt Disney World and ride those rides even sooner. So check out FastPass, book it in advance, and it is completely free. Another thing that the cast members want you to know is to listen to the cast members. A lot of our cast member friends said to us, there's a reason why there are rules. There's a reason that you need to stay behind the yellow line or the tape or the ropes. We want you to be safe and happy. So the reason why you can't sort of go through that fence or cross that yellow line is because they want you to be safe. They want to make sure that nothing happens to you. And that's their job, is to make sure that nothing happens to you. So that's why those rules are there. So please listen to the cast members and do what they tell you to do, and then everything will go more smoothly. Along the same lines, a lot of cast members mentioned height requirements on rides, and that height requirements are there for your child's safety. They're not there to ruin your kid's day or to make your kid not be able to ride a ride that everybody else can ride. They're there because it's literally not safe for them to ride if they aren't a certain height. The way that the ride vehicles are created means that they could be seriously injured if they ride when they're not tall enough. So don't stuff their shoes, don't put big heels on them or anything like that. It is for their safety to not ride until they're tall enough to ride. Something else that they want you to know is that outside attractions have to close when there is lightning. I think a lot of times that takes Disney guests by surprise that some of these attractions will close when there's lightning, like Test Track will close when there's lightning. Big Thunder Mountain, they can run in the rain, but they cannot run in a lightning situation. And that means that lightning has been spotted miles away. That doesn't just mean there's lightning right there in the park right now, but that it's been spotted and that it's coming your way. So they will shut down those rides when there is nasty weather on its way. But again, that's not the cast members' fault. They're just letting you know. So be prepared. And if you know that there's going to be lightning storms, maybe move your fast pass for that ride to a different time of the day or to another day. Along the same lines, cast members told us multiple times that they can't control the weather. Some people like to think that Disney is in a little bubble and that they control the weather that happens in Walt Disney World, but they certainly do not. And it's certainly not the cast members' fault when there's rain or storms or something else that may rain on your parade, literally, and ruin your vacation. It's not their fault, so please don't take it out on them. They can't control the weather. It's not up to them. They're just trying to keep you safe regardless of the weather. Another one that we heard a lot from cast members is that you will have to wait in lines at some point. It sounds like a lot of Disney guests go to Disney World thinking that there aren't going to be lines for rides or other things, or that they somehow can bypass those lines in various ways. And while there is mobile order and there is fast pass and things like that, you're probably still going to have to wait in a line at some point in Walt Disney World. So it sounds like these cast members that answered get hassled quite a bit for the fact that people have to stand in line. They want to make sure you know, yes, there are lines at Disney World. It will happen. Another thing that cast members mentioned to us quite a bit is that you should know how the transportation system works in Disney World, what's available and when. So that's buses and monorails and boats that go to and from parks and resorts. That's free transportation for you to use if you are a guest, if you are staying at a hotel, or if you have a Disney World ticket. But knowing kind of the situation, when those things are going to be running, what times they start, what times they stop, how often buses come to resorts, and how often boats come to resorts and parks and things like that. It's good to just brush up on that. We have a whole video about Disney transportation right over here. You can check that out, and that will tell you everything you need to know about Disney transportation so that your cast member will be pleased that you know everything about it when you head over there. Now, we heard this one from a lot of folks. You don't have to pay for water. Just ask for a cup of ice water at counter service restaurants. It's free. A lot of the cast members told us this. We, of course, tell you guys this all the time. You don't have to buy water. Please stay hydrated in Walt Disney World. It's very, very important. Even when it's not too hot out, you're going to be walking a ton. So stay hydrated. Keep drinking your water. You can get it for free at any counter service restaurant. And frankly, if you really need water, you can head into a table service restaurant or anywhere else. They'll get you water. Don't worry about that. Here's one that got mentioned a couple of times that we mentioned in a video a while back. Your gratuity is not included on the dining plan or in table service prices, so please remember to tip your server. That's an important one to note. In the United States, it is customary to tip your server anywhere from 18 to 20%, depending on service level, and that is not included in your dining plan. So that is something you'll have to pay over and above your dining plan credit. Oh, here's one we got mentioned several times. We had a lot of cast members say to us, if you need to stop, please move to the side instead of stopping in the middle of the walkway. I think this happens a lot where people get to the castle and they just get stars in their eyes and they stop right in the middle of the sidewalk. And, you know, there's so many crowds and there's so many people that inevitably you're going to get bumped into. If you have to stop and check your map, anything like that, head over to the side, go into a shop or something like that so that you're out of the way of the other guests going up and down the street. Sounds like the cast members have to talk about that a lot to guests. And here are some great tips we got from a lot of cast members. And these are the things we tell you guys on this channel all the time. Do your research and don't overschedule. So always do your research, pre-plan, look at those menus, look at those park hours so you know what's happening, schedule your fast passes, but also don't overschedule yourself and your family. Make sure that there's downtime, time to relax, enough time to sleep, a few breaks during the day or even during the week, having a resort day or something like that. Really, really important to keeping your sanity and your family's sanity while you're in Walt Disney World. And along those same lines, we had a couple of cast members tell us to be sure to make advanced dining reservations. It's rare to be able to just walk into a restaurant and be seated. Definitely make those advanced dining reservations. Don't forget to cancel them one day in advance if you're not going to be able to go, though, because you will get charged if you have a dining reservation and you don't cancel it within the cancellation period. And this is a good one. Some cast members said to us, you can't ask for magical moments. They're magical for a reason. So cast members do have the opportunity sometimes to make your trip even better by offering a magical moment. Maybe they give you a special fast pass, or maybe they give you a pin, or your child gets to interact with a character that they wouldn't necessarily get to interact with. Who knows? Cast members have special powers. They get to do all kinds of cool things for people. But as they said, you can't ask for those. They're magical for a reason. They are to be unexpected. And I think this is a really, really good one. It takes more time than you think to do anything on property, and this is true. Disney World is huge, as you guys know. It takes a long time to get from here to there. There are lines, there are crowds, there are unanticipated situations around every corner. So give yourself plenty of time to get from here to there, to get from where you are to your reservation, to your fast pass, etc. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time and that there's some free time on either end, just in case things go a little bit long. And here's one that I love. This really makes me feel like the Disney cast members are trying their best to make sure you have a great time. We had a cast member say, we want you to have an amazing experience. That's what she wanted you to know before you go to Disney World, is that they want you to have a great time, a magical time, the best vacation of your lives. They're working very hard every day to make sure that happens. And so go in with that mindset instead of a negative mindset, or if something goes wrong, that it's the cast members' fault. Just understand they're doing their best to make your vacation as great as possible. There are a lot of people there. Everybody paid a lot of money to get in that park, and everybody wants to have the time of their lives, and those cast members are trying to make sure that happens. So absolutely 100% understand that they want you to have a great trip and that they're going to do their best to make sure that you do. If you do come across a cast member who's wonderful, you can commend them over on Twitter. You can hashtag your post cast compliment, and make sure to mention their name and the area in which they were working. You're going to @WDW today with that cast compliment to let them know that that cast member went above and beyond to make your day. And be sure to do that, you guys. They get certificate, they get commended for that. And the cast members I know really look forward to getting those cast compliment pats on the back. So thank you so much to the cast members over on Instagram for letting us know your thoughts about this. If you guys are cast members and you're watching this, please let us know in the comments, what are the things you want people to know before they come to Walt Disney World? What would make your job easier every day if they knew these things before they came into the parks? We'd love to have you guys let us know. Thanks for listening, and thanks for watching, you guys. This is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.